apologize for those that are not hearing me talk right now. But I'm working on that in a moment. Twitch feed apparently is good. Hang with us. Isaiah's going to be doing some cool drink stuff for us here. Mark, you want to watch the camera for a second? Right now.
Alright. As prepared as I can be.
Live now. Facebook is now live. Facebook is live.
Just in time for the halftime show. I'm almost like those dogs that jump through the hoops, you know?
Aww.
Am I just going, or
yes,
what are we doing? All right. Where's my camera? What am I looking at? Right there. I'm Isaiah Renner. I'm married to Jessica Errett. We've been doing kind of a live stream for the past couple of weeks where she's been playing music and I've been ruining it with doing this cocktail bit in between, and for some reason they asked us to come do this, so normally I do two. I'm just going to do one here. It's amazing how much stuff you have to bring for one cocktail, but...
Quickly though, Isaiah, there's a plug on the screen there that we're seeing about your food truck. You want to tell us about
right,
that?
Yeah. So I'm not really actually a bartender. I just like to make cocktails, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately, so... but I am the owner of the Dire Lion food truck. We do British pub foods, so fish and chips and bangers and mash and things of that nature. So find us. I'm sure you've got websites and stuff up there, but our Facebook is the best place to find us, and we post our schedules regularly. As much as we can. At the moment we're kind of sporadic, but we're doing what we can. So
we have you at the Pint 9,
one of the three.
May 14th.
Yep, that sounds right.
BB King and Love You Baby.
We've got I don't know all the dates offhand, but
Fred King, and he's up right up there.
Yep.
Saw some dates in June, but there wasn't room to put it on this line.
yeah, and who knows, it may change, but so anyways, I'm gonna make a drink. This is one that I kind of made up myself. I was trying to make a drink with vodka called the Bitter Bee, and I ended up with a gin drink because I like gin, and you know, it's like basically a better vodka. Don't be butthurt about that. Today I'm using an Old Tom gin. Old Tom gin is it's a little bit different than your Tanqueray or things of that nature. It's kind of in between that and a London Dry gin. So London Dry gin, you're going to get more like citrus notes. This one's going to be more like a London Dry gin, but just a little bit sweeter. It's called the Bitter Tea because I'll also be using a English breakfast tea in it, and then I made a honey syrup. Honey syrup is just like a simple syrup. It's equal parts honey and water. You boil that together and you have a honey syrup. So anyways, let's get into it. We're going to do 2 ounces of gin, and I really put these caps on tight because we traveled from home with them. But I didn't spill. Let's see if I can keep that out. So 2 ounces, that's almost one of these. Old Tom gin. Then we're going to go with 1 ounce of our tea. You're going to want to make this ahead of time. Let it cool down. Don't put it in hot. But you want to brew it, steep it a lot longer than you would for a normal cup of tea. Make it pretty dark. 1 ounce of our honey syrup. And then we need some lime juice. You need about half an ounce of lime, or about half a lime. I'm just going to squeeze it right in there. I did wash my hands lots of times today. I know we all are, right?
Yep.
You know what? I might do a whole lime. These are kind of small limes. Hy-Vee was out of the regular limes, so I had to buy a bag of organic limes for like $19, but they're better.
Not even giving you juice.
They're a lot better. Yeah. I can't get any juice out of it. All right, I think we got enough in there. This is sort of like a whiskey sour or like a gin sour, in which we're going to use an egg white again. You don't have to do it. It's not going to hurt you. I've never gotten sick from putting egg white in a cocktail, and it gives it such a nice texture. But if you are, if you're allergic to eggs, or if you just don't want to do it at all, you can use an ingredient. They call it aquafaba. It's actually the juice that is inside garbanzo beans. So just a little bit of that, about half an ounce of that. It'll shake up. It'll foam up really, really nice.
Can you buy that? Or do you...
Just go get yourself a can of garbanzo beans, and it's just the liquid that's in there.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Just
I learned something.
Yeah,
no
me
tricks.
too.
So, a little bit of ice in here. I actually did it wrong. Usually you're going to want to dry shake this a little bit before. I'm rushing a little bit, but this will work. Let me shake it up.
So what is dry shaking?
So that just means that I'm not putting any ice in there. So
Oh,
I added
okay.
the ice in there. So you
I have no idea.
usually when you put an egg white in, you want to dry shake a little bit, and that just helps the foaming of the egg a little bit better. And then you add your ice in and shake it again.
I think I had the dry shake treatment from a girl in high school.
I'm dying for the
TMI.
backstory on that, but I better not ask.
But we still did pretty good here.
Yeah.
So. Alright, so we'll drain that out. And I called it the bitter tea because we're actually using two bitters in it. So I'm using a Peychaud's bitter and an Angostura bitter. If you've ever had an old fashioned, you have Angostura in it. Peychaud's kind of has more of an anisey licorice flavor to it. So I felt that worked pretty well with the English breakfast tea that we are using. So you're going to do quite a bit, about 8 dashes, so about 4 of each. And I just like to line them on top.
It's sure pretty
Or-
good drink, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Or 100, whatever comes out. Make it as bitter as you want. They're really just bittering agents. So, and then I made these, what I'm calling desiccated citrus wheels. Basically, you can put them into an oven for 3 hours, 8 hours until they dry out. Or if you have a dehydrator, stick them in there.
They look
So-
like little stained glass.
Yeah.
windows.
They do.
Little stained glass fruits. And we'll just garnish it up. Who wants the first one?
Go ahead, Jess.
I mean,
Babies.
I do. But I feel like Mars.
Looks-
You should.
oh,
Mars.
no.
There it is. Almost looks like the first one, right?
Beautiful. It's
Gorgeous.
That
beautiful.
is a great looking drink, I'll tell you that. With the foam on the top.
Yum. That's
And then
really
I
good.
throw everything in the sink.
And what's the name of that again?
So I'm calling it the bitter tea. It's just something I made up. There's a drink called the bitter bee, which is actually a vodka drink. And I wanted to make something. It's vodka with it also has a honey syrup. So it's fairly similar, but I decided that the tea would be a good addition to it.
So
And I
good.
thought the tea would go a little bit better with the gin and stuff.
It's delicious.
Excellent.
Can I make one for you?
Sure, I will
Yeah.
turn that
That's
down.
good. That's
I
good.
feel like it's an awful lot of work for
He
For-
has
for
enough
me,
supplies. for
Well, when I'm not
everybody.
describing each one, I'm gonna go pretty quick here. So
That's awesome.
you guys are sounding good.
Thank you.
Thanks, I hope so. It's hard to tell when you got headphones on and
Yeah.
close room. Sorry for mixing up the set list.
Oh no.
That was unintentional.
So yeah, I added to the fun. We had some kind of an internet downfall right at the beginning there, which is I didn't panic. I kept it together, but I did sweat off a few pounds in that few minutes there of just sheer
I might
panic.
have been
But,
sweating more.
but we got it up and running. The Facebook feed didn't start until at the break here, so folks watching on Facebook will have the full program afterwards. The reader, we want to thank the reader again for carrying our feed. I apologize to the reader for only getting half a feed live at the moment, but we'll get the rest of it to him. And flowers at the end of the bar here. Mars, what's the company? Tiffanys, right?
She's focused in.
Is it Tiffanys?
Tiffany's.
Tiffanys, yeah. So
Tiffany's
Mars's
flowers
best friend
boutique.
Selma, out of the blue, sent us some flowers, and we thought that was pretty cool. And then we got to chatting with the lady that has the place, and as with everything that's been affected by this shutdown, all the weddings and stuff that she specializes in have not happened. So so it's just another thing that gets piled up there. So we wanted to put them in the shot and put a graphic up there for her. Really beautiful flowers. I like to have them on the bar there.
Yeah.
Man, these drinks are looking good. They are looking
Work of
really
art.
good. It
Yeah,
is. He's
it's
got
great.
the
Never had one
full
lesson.
thing, yeah. So so it's an interesting thing doing this for people. The room is spread out a little bit. So performers that rely on cues, it's a little tricky, but it's doable, and we'll work on possibly ways to improve that bit of it in the future, because eventually we'll have people spread out where there will be no line of sight as we're doing the social distancing. We'll have to put people around the corner and all that kind of
with
stuff.
bands,
And
yeah.
it's going to be an interesting challenge. So we'll see how tight the bands are.
Okay, so I just goofed and put up Big O Art, so why don't you say something about Big O Art?
Big O Art, yes, the Omaha Old Market canvas picture in the shot sometimes behind the fireplace. It's a lady that was one of our regular customers. Her and her husband, super sweet. It's Big O Art, and she noticed it in the shot last week, so we were happy to give her a plug too. So we're plugging everybody. We're
I
just
love
trying
it.
to give everybody some love. This is a pretty tough time for most people, and we're just trying to help where we can. So he's got number 2 ready there.
Yes,
Almost,
he
huh? I'm gonna have to get that pink paste at some point.
I'll get 2 more
You're
going
good.
for you guys.
You could take that one. I'll be.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna switch up over here.
We got a
Gosh, yes, we've been drinking.
Isaiah, thank you. You're a cheers.
Obviously.
To the bartender.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cheers, Isaiah. Yes.
That's so nice of you to bring all of your stuff, and it looks so beautiful
Absolutely. Yeah.
and professional.
Okay. Should I throw it? You can give it. You can spit it out if you want.
No, I love it. There's a lot of stuff going on in here.
Yeah.
I knew that girl too.
I'm just teeing them up for
That
it.
was. It's a weird pet name, but okay. Whatever you're into.
So,
Yeah.
what, like a couple of those.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Do as many as you want. Don't worry about mine, 'cause do whatever you want to do. I don't know. Well, if you get more, go ahead.
So,
Say whatever you're comfortable
both of you guys performed at the pub quite a bit. Jessica was a monthly fixture there on Fridays for a while,
Those
and
were so good to me.
unfortunately we pulled the rug out right when things were getting fun. But our timing, we didn't know this was coming, and our timing ended up being pretty good on when to pull the hook. So
Yeah.
we feel like we got out at the right time, and for us. And and John, you played several times as well.
I thank you.
You pounded on me for a while there. You kept, like I told you, keep bugging me, and we finally got you in the rotation. And you were doing some great material, both your own and some great covers that I was real fond of, some Joe Jackson and stuff that you don't hear very often. And so I was like, all right, John's got to be in the rotation, and so it's nice to have you there frequently. But we miss being around the bands. I mean, it was just
Your venue is as fine a music venue as this town has seen, and there's a lot.
It was fun. I mean, there's a couple of nice ones, but for West Omaha, we definitely think we had a nice thing going. So you guys are going to do some more material. Are you going to do some stuff together, separate?
Yeah, so we'll do each do maybe one or two more originals, and then we've worked up some covers
Nice.
together.
If that's all right.
That
All
we're gonna
right.
try.
You know, no one hit, and I'm not tempting you because I know Mitch Town, if he watches this, he's mocking me somewhere. But no one has performed a Journey song on Live at Mars yet. I want to keep the streak going. Mitch, if you're watching, I want to see you do it with Juke Butter. If you can make a jazz Journey song, I'll take that. But if you guys want
listen to that.
yeah, move on over. Isaiah can keep making drinks, so
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
get you
get
kind of
stuff
up and
back up.
rolling again.
Okay, perfect.
Sound good. All right.
Jazz. It hurts to think of that.